Hey guys, this is Mr. Kionis. We'll do a little tutorial on the law of sines. Yesterday you watched and did a couple of Khan Academy practice on the law of sines. So I'm using a new drawing app, so you're going to have to help me or bear with me while I learn how to use this well. Alright, so I only have a separate sheet of paper while you're doing this, so we can do this together. Alright, let's see. So while you're getting your paper out, I'm going to learn my tools here. Look at all these different, I downloaded this free app. All I did was I went to Google and I typed, what programs do I need to make a Khan Academy style tutorial? And I watched the video and this guy showed me which programs to use. Unfortunately they were for PC. I have Mac. So then I had to type Mac alternatives to whatever the program is he used. Anyhow, so let's see. The law of sine works pretty cool because before, when we were doing the trig identities and all that, they only worked on 90-degree angles to figure out the measurements. But this one is actually different. So let's suppose that draw this triangle and then okay, man, get your homework. Nina, let me see the rest of it. Come on, don't go upstairs yet. You're not done. Alright, the law of sine says that any triangle, doesn't matter what degrees, if you know one length, let's call this, I don't know, 12, and if you know the angle, let's say this angle right here, let's say that's, looks like 48 degrees, just say. And let's say we knew this one right here. Let's say this was, let's call it 40. So if you know two angles, back to work, and one measurement, then you could know everything from the triangle. Okay. So, look at this. I can pick any color here. Ooh, fancy. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use the law of sines and to figure out this and this. Okay. Alright. So the law of sines works on a proportion level, just like how we've been learning. It's all about proportions. So I'm going to call this the one opposite the 40 degree. I'm going to call that use A and B, just like Khan did. And then for the one across the 40, I'm going to call that B. Alright. And so what we need to know, so notice how this one has a missing one, this one has a missing. We need one that has, we know both. And that would be this guy right there. We know the length of the other side. All we need is figure out this angle right here, which is pretty easy. Okay, this is 88. So we need to go to 180. So 180. So if it was 90, we would just need 90. So it's actually 92 right here. So this is, you can figure this out, how many degrees this is. So this is 92 degrees. Okay. So anyway, so it's 180 minus these two equals 92. So you make a proportion. All right. So what you do is you put the sine of 92. Okay, I'm gonna use green for this one. Divided by 12, which is it's so like a proportion. Whatever this is divided by 12 will be the same. This proportion will be the same. Let's do the blue one. The sine of 90 excuse me, this is the sine of 40. And over, and then b. Okay. Notice how the variables in the bottom, I don't like it to be in the bottom. We want it to be in the top. So what you can do is let me get my daughter back to work. Hang on one second. Nina! Yeah? You gotta finish your work, Nina. Come on. I did. Nope. Bring your book over here. Alright. So what you can do is you can just there's two ways to do this. Just do the reciprocal of this and then the reciprocal of that. Okay? And then you'll have b in the top. Or you could cross multiply, but in reality these get switched over. So let's do what Khan did. He got the reciprocal of this. Okay. So I think actually I should have started it with the sign of the bottom instead. You know, that would have saved us a step, but it's all good. We need to know how to Alright, so now we just have to figure this proportion out. So I need to know what is the sine of 92. So you guys have calculators. I'm going to have to go to Google. So let me just type it out. What sine of 92? Alright, the sine of 92 is negative 77 degrees. Okay. This is in radians. See that? We need to change it to degrees. In degrees. I'm sure you guys have that already. Oh, bless. Well, I wish I could ask Siri. Siri, what's the sine calculator? There we go. Okay, nice. Okay, so we need to sine. Okay. So sine 92. Oh, still the same thing. 77%. Okay. This is negative, and I want you guys to see why it's negative. We'll talk about that later. Right now it's 0.77. Let's round it off to 0.78. Okay. So we got here 12 divided by 0.78, okay, equals b, or in the sine of 40, let's get that. So 40, sine of 40. The sine of 40 degrees is 0.74. Okay guys, look at this. So it says here the sine of 40 is 64, and I don't really believe that's right because it seems like a little bit too high, because the sine of 30 is 0.5 and it's just a little bit more. So I noticed that there's a degree in radians here, so this one's radians. See, 0.74 is in radians, and in degrees it's 0.64. That's accurate. What I had typed in earlier was different. So I'm going to do that 92 again. The sine of 92 is 99%. Oh, that makes sense. So sine of 92 is 99, and the sine of 40 is 0.64. You got to make sure you're in degrees, so I want to really make a case of that. Okay, so this is actually This one's 0.99. Okay, so I'm gonna 99. Okay, and the sine of 4 was I forgot, 64. Okay, 0.64. Okay, so now we're going to do it with our calculator. We're going to multiply this side by 0.64. Okay, and that cancels out. And it's going to be this side times 0.64. So 0.64 times 12 divided by 99. Here we go. So 0.64 times 12 and divide that by 0.99. So our answer is 7.775. So B equals about 7.75. And there we go. And that's B. And you would do the same to find out A. So let's do A a little more clear here. Okay. So we do the same proportions. We already got this down. So we have let's do the same thing. Sine of 4. Let's start with the B on the top instead. What do you think of that? We'll use red for this one. So we have A over the sine of 48. Okay. So it's A on top and the sine on the bottom. This way we can skip a step. And that's going to be equal to 12 over the sine of this right here. This green thing, which we already figured out was 12 divided by 0.99. So 12 divided by 0.99. Okay. So A will equal 12 times the sine of 48 degrees divided by 0.99. And why did we multiply these two? Well, if you want to get rid of this sine 48, you have to multiply by sine. Okay, that cancels that out. And that means you have to multiply this side by 48. The sine of 48, right? I'm running out of space. I got a little messy here. Alright, so I'm going to leave this here and we'll use our calculator to type it directly. Okay. So I'm going to put, measure in degrees, all clear. So we're going to put 12 times sine 48 equals, so I can figure that, and then I'm going to divide that whole thing by 0.99. So that's 9, the answer is 9. So it equals 9. So with the law of sines, we're able to figure out that this was 9. Whoops. This was 9. Okay. And this was 9. This was 12. And the last one was 7. 7 3/4. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, on the next tutorial I'm going to show you exactly how we can measure the height of a mountain with the law of sines, just in case you ever want to know how tall a mountain is. Alright, what I want you to do on this next one is create a new triangle. Okay, use a protractor. Well, you may not have a protractor tomorrow, so just estimate what they would be. Okay. All right. So you're gonna make a new triangle. So let's see, how do I make a new page here? Maybe this one. No. How do I make a new? Alright, just pretend I figured